Hello there. My last video on repairs would appear to be appreciated, so I thought I'd do another repair video today. I'm going to have a look at this antique clock. It was bought for me by my wife for our 26th wedding anniversary, and I collected clocks at one time, and I think on the last count we've got about 48 or 50. They're not all running. I'd spend the rest of my days winding them up and altering them if that was the case, but and we don't need them all running. But this one was running up to a few weeks ago, and kept very good time. It's a very ornate French ormolu clock with a very pretty dial. If I zoom in, I don't know how well that's focused, but this is a very pretty enamelled dial which is picked up on the rest of the clock. It was purchased from an antique friend of ours, and he's also an artist, and these little plaques were missing and he's repainted those, so it has a special significance to me. So we can investigate why she doesn't go. It has been going for several years now. So I've checked that the clock is in beat and it hasn't been altered in level. When I say in beat, if you don't know what that means, most clocks' escapements go tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, like that, which is a regular beat, each tick and tock having the same measure. If a clock goes tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, it's out of beat and it's unlikely to run. This can be caused by it not standing level, or the escapement being bent, or something like that. But anyway, that doesn't appear to be the case, so we'll investigate, and well, we'll see what happens. Well, here I've turned the clock round, and we'll have to take the movement out. Most movements on this type of thing, the movement comes out through the front. And in this case it's held by two screws here. I suspect the pillars go through to the front of the dial. But before we can take that out, we'll remove the bell, which is on a little turn-do dial there. Right, we remove the bell and we'll tilt the clock forward and we'll carefully unhook the pendulum. So there's our pendulum, and we'll put that somewhere safe. Okay, you'll need a good fitting screwdriver. We don't want to mar the slots. Just loosen those. Yep, that's okay. And that one. Yep. Now I can use a smaller screwdriver, and we'll remove this ring. They usually come out like this. Oh dear, I could be proved wrong. I'm supporting the front with my other hand. There we go. Yup. So we gently come out through the front. There we are. Let's move that to one side. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, let me go into this. It is filthy, absolutely filthy. There's 50-60 years of dirt there, folks. Oh dear, oh dear. Shame. Well, at one time I would have took this all apart, cleaned up the arbors, polished them, cleaned the pivots, pegged out all the oil sinks, etc, etc. But I can no longer do this. My eyesight isn't what it was. My hand-to-eye coordination is nothing like it was. Oh dear, oh dear. Don't get old, you could live to regret it. So what we're going to do? Well, I've made a decision. Before all you clock experts raise your hands in horror and go, no, 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 don't do that, and tell me I'm wrong. Yes, I know I'm wrong, thank you. But it's my clock and I'll do what I want with it, and I'm going to clean it without deassembling it. You can't actually properly do that, but dare I say it, I'm going to do a little bit of a bodge. The only alternatives, I've looked at the alternatives here, or thought, and I'm just thinking aloud here. I can either leave it so it doesn't run, and it become one of the numbers that doesn't run, but I would like this to run. Or I could take it to a professional clock restorer and have it professionally cleaned. But unlike me, they don't work for 50p an hour, and well, I haven't got the resources, and it goes against my personal religion to part with money for something that I can do, so I'm going to fume clean it, which I'm ashamed to say is a bit of a bodge, and I don't recommend that you do this, but that's what I'm going to do. Well, this is as close as my camera will focus in. So why is our clock stopped with all this muck? Well, all the little pivot points, these points here that I'm pointing out at the end of the arbors, they're probably all dried out. The actual lubrication is solidified, gone hard, adding additional friction, and we need to get rid of all this. That's apart from all the debris in amongst the teeth, but I'm afraid I'm taking a bit of a shortcut here. So I'm going to attempt to clean this just by using fumes, and then we'll need to re-oil these little pivot points. It's absolutely imperative you use the tiniest possible amount of oil you can possibly see. Capillary action will pull it into that pivot. As I say, capillary action. If you put too much oil in, and this is the biggest fault most people make, you'll have mass with the amount, you'll have mass, and it'll tend to dribble out of the plate, and because of surface tension will draw any remaining oil that's in that pivot point out. So you'll actually end up with less oil than you started before you oiled it. So the big buzzword, go steady with the oiling, and you'll need to use a clockmaker's oil, of course. Okay, so how am I going to go about this bodgy cleaning? Oh dear, I'm so ashamed to say this, but this is what I'm going to do. Well, this video was brought to you by poor old chap's brother. He hasn't got a brother. Oh, all right then. A shallow dish. I'm going to pour some paraffin in a shallow dish. Nothing more volatile than paraffin, I might add. And a couple of wooden supports. And we're going to drop the movement. See if I can find another piece of wood. There we go. See if we can support this. Chock it up with a couple of little wedges. That's it, that shouldn't move. And now I'm going to cover it up with a cardboard box, like so. Small hole in the top. I'm going to leave it there. It's nice and warm in here. I'd normally put it in an airing cupboard or something, but it'll be warm enough. And the fumes will evaporate from the shallow dish and should soften up a lot of the congealed oil, and it has a natural lubricant itself. So with a bit of luck, after about 24-48 hours, we should get the clock running. We shall see. Well, I left it overnight and carefully positioned the movement, and as you can see she's actually running, albeit without any regulation, but she's away. That's the best I can hope for. So I'm going to leave it running, which is the best scenario, and put a cover over it again and leave it for a further 24 hours. Aha, well, I'm pleased to say that proof of the pudding is in the eating. I've reassembled it, and it's been going for the last couple of hours, so I'm very pleased with this. So it'll go back in its place. I've just got the bell to fix, and it's a good one, so I'm really pleased. So I'll just pop the bell on. We'll have a go. That's it. Put on his little thumb screw. I'll just check that the mechanism works, so we'll advance it round. Oh, nice, like it. Poor old chap's a happy bunny. Well, I hope you found this entertaining, even if it's only what not to do. Thanks for watching.